I could cry because my camera's stopped filming twice. This is my third time filming the segment. I've literally gone through the whole class 2 times and the camera's died twice and it's not even made any sound. So I've basically spent the last 2 hours filming this video, so it better be good and you guys better like it. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about Too Hot to Handle. Too Hot to Handle is a Netflix series that was released yesterday and features a group of people that are sent to an island under the guise of a holiday retreat where they get to kind of hang out and just get drunk and have loads of sex. Essentially they're all self-proclaimed sex addicts and they all believe they're very good looking and they have no issues getting with the opposite sex. Now the twist in the show is that after 24 hours on the island they are actually told by an AI robot that lives within the rooms throughout the house that they are not allowed any sexual interaction. That means no sexual intercourse, no self-relief in terms of masturbation, and no kissing either. And this is all in an attempt to win $100k. So suddenly you see the cast get irritated and they're quite shocked because most of them are used to going out every night and getting with someone and taking someone home. The show goes through the series of them trying to actually focus on their deeper emotional connections and getting to know one another. And this might sound similar to Love Island or Love is Blind, but this show for me has been so much better than the other shows I've just mentioned. I watched it in about 8 hours, so essentially I watched it straight. I watched 4 hours last night and woke up and watched the remaining 4 this morning. So today I'm going to run through all the characters and tell you what I thought about them, my favourites, my least favourites, and my kind of general overview of the show as a whole. If you haven't seen the show, obviously don't watch this, there will be spoilers. And if you haven't seen it, you should go and watch it and then come back and watch this video and then tell me what you think in the comments. Can I just say, the whole show, the first 3 episodes for me were so stressful because I was just confused that people can be so animalistic. I mean, I get it, like people like to go out and do whatever and get with people and like we're all humans, we all have physical needs, fine, but how sexually tense these guys were after one day, and the fact that Rhonda and Sharon were literally like Titanic snogging like on the first day, and then like David comes out and is massaging her butt and like squeezing her butt and she's like, I maybe I'm just a loser and I don't have real friends and like my life isn't realistic, but that stuff doesn't happen to me or any of my friends. When we go out, that doesn't happen. When I go on holidays, no one is that intense. So seeing people be that intense and it be normal for everyone that was in there to be that horny and riled up the whole time was just a bit weird. I don't know, it was a bit intense. And then obviously the Raw band came in and they also then got more frustrated, but these guys generally seem to be animals. I mean, I don't know how I guess, I don't know. Sorry, I don't know, maybe that's what happens when you look as good as they look and are in as good shape as they are, but all they could think about for the first few hours, or the first few days, was just literally sleeping with each other. And even to the end, a lot of them really struggled with it. So it's funny to see how, for these kind of people, it is kind of a day-to-day thing, and a lot of them said they sleep with someone every day, which must just take so much time and so much energy. But you know what, fair enough. I mean, Kel said he slept with, it's under 1,000 people, but if your benchmark is starting at 1,000, then it's probably way too many already, but fair enough. First up is Chloe. So Chloe is a girl from Essex, and initially my impressions were not that great of her. She seems like a typical kind of Essex girl. No issues with that, I come from Essex, but I just didn't see anything necessarily interesting about her. She was relatively average throughout the show, nothing too interesting, nothing too annoying. She obviously broke the rules when she kissed the guy from Bournemouth whose name I can't remember and I really don't like, so yeah, we'll get to him in a second. But she kissed him, and she also did the challenge where she was biting strawberries and sharing strawberries with David. Other than that, she's quite funny, had a few good one-liners, burped a bit, which I found kind of odd, but other than that, nothing too annoying about her, pretty much fine. That's kind of my summary. I'd probably give her like a 6 or 7 out of 10 as a character, pretty average, that was it. Sharon, I was surprised by how short he was, because I know he said he was short at the start, but seeing him next to Harry, who was 6'5", he did look much smaller. But I love that he didn't have short man syndrome at all. The only issue I had with him was his reaction to David pursuing Rhonda. I think he gave him the silent treatment. I thought that was a bit childish, given that he hadn't really made it clear that he wanted to carry on seeing Rhonda at all. She'd asked him to open up and he didn't really do that. So I think him then being annoyed that David had chosen to go after wasn't that fair. I mean, it's a game show and you guys all met 3 days ago and you met at the same time, so realistically you have no more of a claim to her than he did, and I think the fact that he was trying to be stroppy and be like, oh my god, you're snaking me and I've got nothing to say, it was just a bit stupid, because if you really liked her you should have made it clear and pursued her, because she was telling you how much you liked her. But obviously lucky for him, David took a step back and Rhonda went out with him and they had a happy relationship. So yeah, seems like a cool guy, nothing crazy to say about him really. And I like that he was quite mature when he finally got in his relationship with Rhonda and kind of stepped away. Just I'm not a big fan of silent treatment at that age, like you need to grow up a little bit. But yeah, that's it really for him. Rhonda, I think, was a gorgeous girl, great personality, quite mature, very well communicated and knew exactly what she wanted, and I like that she told Sharon that he needed to open up more, it wasn't going to work, and I think that really pushed him to come out of his comfort zone. She was very, very calm throughout the show, didn't cause too much drama, kept to herself. I like when she had a bit of a fight with Hayley and kind of put her down a little bit, but wasn't too mean. And I think she was pretty cool. I do find it weird that she got onto Sharon the whole time for not being open and being communicative, but then kept the fact she had a son under wraps for 4 weeks. Now, surely that comes up. You know, what do you do at home? What do you do for a living? Tell me about yourself. Who's important in your life? What do you like? Like, I think some of those questions will be answered by my son or involve you mentioning your son in some way. But obviously I can't really judge. It's up to her to decide when and how she wants to tell people she's involved with about her son. And I think it was nice that she got a chance to call him on the show and Sharon got to meet him. So yeah, she seems like a lovely girl and obviously gorgeous, gorgeous girl and lovely personality. So I'm happy for her and Sharon. I hope that they last and are still together now. David. Now, David is probably actually one of my favourite characters on the show just because I think he was just a nice person from the start. Obviously, he's in great shape, he works out loads, and I'm sitting here watching the show thinking I need to exercise and get to the gym whilst I'm lying in bed for 8 hours straight and not doing any kind of movement. But he seemed like a nice guy from the beginning. Obviously, he had a great bromance with Sharon. It was interesting to see them go through that kind of patch they had in the middle where he also liked Rhonda, and I don't think he did anything wrong personally. He obviously liked her, and Sharon kind of tapped out and wasn't opening up, and he went for a date with her that was set up by Lana, and then obviously when he realised he liked her and also cried with her at that challenge, which I found kind of random. Obviously you want everyone to be emotionally available, but he was really emotionally available in a way that I didn't expect. But I thought he was a nice guy. I really, really appreciated that, and it's probably my favourite part of the show, when he went to Sharon and said, hey, look, if you like this girl, take a step back, because, you know, we've been friends from the beginning and I can see you really like her. And for a guy, I think, to take that step, or for anyone to take that step and step away from someone they like, to give their friend a chance, takes a lot of maturity and was a big leap. So I think that just shows you the kind of person he is. Obviously he's a bit older, he's 28. So I liked him for that, and I think he was pretty funny and harmless throughout the show, made friends with everyone, seemed pretty friendly with most of the girls and guys. And I love that he was emotionally open and available with Rhonda and kind of welled up when they were doing that challenge where they stared into each other's eyes. And he was just very communicative, very emotive, and was very much able to open up to the group, and he seemed to get on with everyone, not cause much drama, and he just seemed like a funny guy, someone that you'd want to be friends with and not have an issue with. So I liked him for that, and I'm happy he ended up getting with Lydia, and they had their little thing at the end where she pulled his arse cheeks out and massaged it on national TV, so fair enough. And obviously he's in great shape, so for me watching the show I was just thinking I actually need to get up and exercise today rather than sitting here and watching 8 hours straight of TV without even going to the toilet. Whilst talking about David, I talk about Lydia. Lydia again, nothing really happened. She seems nice enough, good looking girl. Other than that, didn't see that much of a personality. Obviously she liked David, but she came in quite late in the show, so I can't really be too harsh on her. Seems like a nice person, nothing else to say really. Now we get on to probably my favourite character on the show, who was Francesca. I just like that she came in and was just chaotic right from the start. Obviously when she walked in there was a great reaction, guys and girls thought she was gorgeous. But instantly she said she had a thing for Harry, which I was completely shocked by because I just didn't think he would be her type out in the real world at all, but whatever. Liked Harry, went for him. When he then mugged her off, I felt bad for her. She had a tough time because I think the whole group believed him over her, and that kind of ostracised her from the group. But then she decided to go and get with Hayley for revenge and caused the group 3K, which I just thought was amazing television. And then when caught, she didn't care and carried on anyway. Then tried to use Kells to make Harry jealous, which then didn't work. Tried to dump Kells to make him jealous and like her more. That also didn't work, and Kells was just like, cool, whatever. Then she went back to Harry, and then Harry liked her. And then after being with Harry, she just broke as many rules as possible with Harry because she couldn't contain herself. I mean, they didn't need to have their little sexual escapade under the covers like 2 nights before the end of the show, but she clearly just didn't care and did what she wanted, which I found quite funny. I think for her, she had a tough time with the group generally and didn't really connect with everyone as much as the rest of the group did, but obviously she kind of had Harry to keep her through the whole time. So she was just funny, and I feel like that she just did what she wanted basically. Not the typical kind of character I like, but it was just good TV to watch. So talking about Francesca, I have to talk about Hayley. Hayley was obviously clearly deeply in love with Francesca right from the get-go, and I don't think anyone else in the show noticed. I think it was clearer to us as viewers because we had her VT situation to explain what she was saying. I like how she was like, oh, should we pretend that we're in love and we're a couple and then maybe we should kiss to make them lose money? And Francesca just said yes, and obviously that was like a wet dream for her. She got to get with her and got revenge, and she was just so spiteful the whole time, just so mean, just didn't care about pissing anybody off. She had a fight with everyone, and then she basically just decided that she was going to leave and left, and even her leaving was just so savage. She left, and her leaving line was literally, you're all lame apart from Francesca, bye bitches. I mean, what, I just respect her for that. She had the same energy throughout, and she clearly didn't like anyone or didn't like that many people, and she wasn't fake about it, and I really respect people that aren't fake. And she said she wasn't there to make friends with people and fake be nice, which is respectful as well. And her leaving was completely on brand, and she kept to her kind of strategy. So Hayley, I don't know why you're so angry at the world, but you make good TV, so fair play. Now on to probably one of my least favourite characters, Harry. He's probably joint least favourite with Cory, just because I think he's a horrible person. I don't like the way Harry came on and lied about Francesca and who kissed first to the whole group, and also tried to impress the boys first, and then discounted the character in front of everyone, just made out that she was being crazy about the things he'd said. I just think like gaslighting someone like that, or just being a liar, I really don't like liars at all. That pissed me off about him, and the fact that he never got clocked for it throughout the whole show and never apologised really pissed me off, because I'm a firm believer in justice and karma kind of thing, and he didn't really get the justice he deserved. And he also got the girl, he ended up with Francesca, which I find a bit mind-boggling that he ended up with her, not to be me, and I just don't really see them two together. And I was really shocked that she liked him as well. He made her apologise when I think he was actually in the wrong, and I didn't really think she needed to apologise for anything. I mean, obviously she'd had a thing with Kels, but that's kind of the point of the whole TV show. And then he broke the rules with her, and I don't know, I feel like he's just a bit childish and just a bit annoying and thinks he's amazing. And the arrogant thing that he said, like, he is just an arrogant child for me, and I just really did not like. Anytime he's on my screen, it stressed me out hearing him speak. I really would never, I'd rather never see him on my TV screen again. Really didn't like him. So I'm smiling when I'm saying it, because I'm just happy that I'd never have to watch him on TV again, hopefully. So, Harry, you're my least favourite. Thank you and goodbye. Kels. Now, Kels was just like the most chill guy ever. I clocked on to him making jokes about smoking weed at the start, so maybe that's why he's so chill, I don't really know. But we're going to Amsterdam. But he just was so chill, and I think he was a really nice guy, quite funny, got on with everyone, and I loved him taking on the role of the accountant, because if I was on this show and there was 100k at risk, and people had to just not kiss or have sex for 4 weeks to win 100k, I would be on their case, and he was literally, every time someone broke the rule, I was like, do you not understand that there's money involved in this situation? And he liked that he took it so seriously. I liked that he did not take any kind of crap from Harry when Harry tried to start on him. He put him in his place and said, look, I'm an alpha male, I'm the big lion, you're a puppy, I don't care what you think. If you think I snaked you, that's your problem, I don't care about it at all. And to be fair, I think he was in his right. Like, they're on a game show, the point is to socialise and get to know people. He liked Francesca, she came onto him, she wanted to go on a date, and you know, they didn't even kiss, and he has a right to get to know her. And Harry was again just being like a little puppy with his tail between his legs, and he ran away when Kels put him in his place. Other than that, he was pretty chill, and I liked that he, even though he wasn't coupled up with anyone, he managed to maintain a main character and got quite a lot of screen time, because I think he was just quite funny to watch and had a quite enjoyable personality, and he had good one-liners on his VT section as well. I found him quite funny. So Kels was probably one of my other favourite characters, just a funny person and made the show entertaining, so yeah. Nicole. Who's Nicole? Nicole. Oh, Nicole. Yeah, I've got nothing to say about her at all. Sorry, Nicole. You were completely boring and did nothing on the show. I mean, seemed like a nice girl, but just like, I literally have no idea what her storyline was or why she was dead. Like, nothing happened to her at all. So I'm just gonna skip past her completely. Bryce. Oh, Bryce. Oh, Bryce just seems like such a nice guy, but I kind of can't like him as much as I would like to, because he came in with this energy like, yeah, I'm Bryce, man, I have boat parties and I play the keys and rah rah rah, I see with a different girl every night, and then like came in, liked one girl, kind of got rebuffed, and then just like crumbled and just didn't have much of a say-so after that. He kind of just lingered in the background. He seemed like a nice guy. I feel bad for him in terms of Chloe, because obviously she liked him at the start and then didn't really like him, and then he handled it really well. I think he took being dumped pretty well and just was like, cool, no worries, let's hug it out. But other than that, there wasn't really much else to him, and I think I felt bad for him when he said that he was called ugly and stuff. I think that was really sad, and I'm glad that he got that off his chest, and he seems like a cool guy, seems like a nice guy, and I think he learned a lot from the process. But yeah, he seems like just a nice guy that was on the show really, and kind of wasn't really all he made out to be at the start. So Cory. I hate Cory, yeah. I just think he was an annoying person, horrible attitude, terrible, like, personality, and just was rude, like, taking the piss out of Lana for no reason, being angry and aggressive, like, being rude to Chloe when he said he liked to go out with her and said he wanted to take her on a date, and then took Francesca, and then hated Francesca for not liking him and said he didn't trust her when he was the one who was being a bit snaky. So I just think he was just a bit of an idiot, and I was so happy when Lana booted him off the island, because you think you're going to come on the show, not play by the rules, be rude and mug people off, and get paid for it? Nah, you missed out on 7.5k for being an idiot, and that's what you get, mate. Madison. Okay, Madison had a great body, but again, like, just had like no substance at all, like, whatsoever. She had a bit of a thing where Matthew tried to talk to her, and then that didn't really go too well, and then she just mingled in the background and said she didn't like the rules. I didn't really like her laughing at the task where they wrote their vulnerable words on each other. Like, she said it was funny. I think that was pretty insensitive, because everyone was getting quite emotional. And then she got kicked off as well. She left with Cory, so I mean, seemed like an alright person, but I just think there was no point in her coming on the show to literally do nothing. So yeah, she was boring to me, at least. Matthew, or Jesus as they called him on the show, I really personally didn't like him that much. I think he was too cocky, like from the start. I think he just fancied himself too much, and you know, made out that he was this deep thinker and like all this kind of stuff, and then tried to do that when speaking to Madison, and like it just sounded so dumb. Like none of the stuff he was saying made any sense at all, wasn't that deep, and she clearly was disgusted by it and he had to just leave. And then he just left, and other than that he was just like a background space filler who screamed at Hayley for no reason. I don't know why he was that angry at the start because she kissed someone else. Like, why do you care so much? And I found him leaving just like a cry for attention. Like, you sign up to be on a TV show, you go on a TV show, okay fine, you've got no match, but neither does Kels and he's still there, neither does Bryce and they haven't left, so why are you throwing a hissy fit and leaving? I feel like he was embarrassed that he wasn't getting with anyone and made it out to be like, there comes a time in life when you need to get off the boat and my time is now. Like, bro, just if you want to leave the show, just leave the show and like cut the crap, get off my screen. I don't really care. I really didn't like him. I just think the whole kind of like, oh my god, Jesus, is just so cliche. Like, let the jokes go. If you haven't got personality, you haven't got personality. Piece of cardboard, not interested. See you later. And last but not least, Lana. What a babe. Such an amazing character. I loved her. I don't know if she's a real AI or like a voice, but I thought she was a great addition to a show. I liked that she booted people off for not following the rules, aka Madison, Cory, and also Hayley. I like that she was quite sassy and sometimes spoke back. I like that she could speak to people privately when they're in their rooms on their own. I like that they could ask her questions, and that's how they exposed Francesca and Hayley for kissing. I also like that she gave them a chance to win the money back. It was a good kind of development task for them to have. And I also like how she did see when Harry and Francesca had a little fondle under the covers and used a lot of suspense to get the cast around the palpa, and then made them wait and make out as if she didn't know, and then suddenly said, and finally there was a breach. And I just liked the way that she kept the people guessing on the show. It was funny how they all thought she had a sexy voice, and I mean, obviously at the beginning they were all sexually frustrated because they couldn't have sex or interact in any kind of sexual way, and they all started commenting on how she was kind of attractive and had this sexy voice, and I just think she was a funny addition to have and an interesting way for the producers to interact with the cast. I thought that was a great idea, and I really did like Lana. So I thought Lana was a great character, and Lana, I do think actually, to be fair, you have a kind of sexy voice, so fair play. So that's my rundown of all the characters on the show, guys. Some I hated, some I loved, and some I had absolutely no opinion of whatsoever because they did nothing. I think it's a great show, and if you haven't seen it, please go and watch it. Only 8 episodes, and it's easy to binge. I mean, I binged it, like I said, in 12 hours. So have a watch, let me know what you think. Let me know if you have the same favourite characters or same least favourite characters, or if you just completely disagree with me, and we can talk about it. That's the reason we have a comment section. Obviously, if you like this video, please like, and also if you haven't subscribed by now, please subscribe, and tell your friends and share it as well. And I'm going to keep making these videos because I enjoy making them, and it's quite useful for me to keep myself occupied during quarantine. Hope everyone's keeping sane and safe, and I will see you guys on my next video. Goodbye.